won't believe this. I used to get in trouble for speaking, and I don't just talk about it. I am about it. So you said story. We're going to give you story. For those that can't see, I got a shirt that says storyteller because corporate America wanted me to be buttoned up. Why, hello, this is Larry Long Jr. reporting for work. That's not who I am. And I believe you can do the hard work with a smile on your face.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us in today's episode of the Obehi podcast. I remain your host, Obehi Ewanfo, from the city of light and love. That is Verona, from the northern part of Italy. And I'm happy to join with a very beautiful voice, a very happy person, actually. That is Mr. Larry. Larry, could you tell the people who you are? We are here to have fun. Please go.
Oh, that's my middle name. And you said light and love. That's what I'm talking about, Willis. Larry Long Jr., CEO, that's Chief Energy Officer of LLJR Enterprises. You won't believe this. I used to get in trouble for speaking when I was in school, and now I get paid to serve and to speak. I'm a professional motivational speaker, MC, sales trainer, performance coach. I'm an author. I actually wrote a book, and I am just happy to be here with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much, brother. I'm so happy about that. I'm so thrilled about that. This is lovely. This is lovely. You know, this is a conversation that we are anticipated for. So here we are. Let's go for it. All right, Larry. Now let's start like this. This is about story. We are talking about story today. We are talking about you. I want you to take us back a little bit. Let's pull the curtain a little bit. What do you remember of your childhood? Let's start from there.
And you said the magic word, and I don't just talk about it. I am about it. So you said story. We're gonna give you story. For those that can't see, I got a shirt that says storyteller. I believe that storytelling is story selling. But my story, I was born in Maryland. Just filled with love. My family, we weren't rich in money, but we were wealthy in love. So we moved around a lot. My father worked for the Department of Veterans Affairs, so I grew up in VA medical centers. Grand Island, Nebraska when I was younger, Danville, Illinois, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Coatesville, Pennsylvania, where they put me in speech classes. They said, "Little Larry, how old are you?" I said, "I'm 4." They said, "For what?" I said, "I'm 4 years old." They said, you can't talk like that here. But just seeing my parents, they served the veterans. They worked hard. They set their goals high and their dreams high. I mean, my dad grew up in Baltimore City in the projects. And he was surrounded by drugs and crime and violence. And he wasn't supposed to make it out. But I heard his story and I just saw his determination to make better for his family than what he grew up in, which that stuck with me. Mm.
Thank you for sharing that. That is important. So now, I'm curious. I'm trying to understand. So this is the situation where your father grew up. But I'm curious now. Have you had a time to also like ask your father about his own father? You see, we're talking story here now. It's kind of intentional here when I ask this kind of question because we are trying to connect. Storytelling helps us to be able to connect to our role. We call it generational anchor in A-Classes Media. So, did you manage to learn anything about your grandparents? I'm interested in that story.
Yeah, well, I love this question. And unfortunately, I lost my father 10 years ago. Rest in peace, Dad. And unfortunately, his father wasn't present in his life. My father had two brothers, and his father was an alcoholic, abusive, and just not a good influence. So he was in and out. And my dad made the commitment. He said, "I'm going to be better than what my dad was." And he was present. He was loving. Um, just an amazing, amazing father. And I was blessed to have my mom and my dad growing up because those are my role models. Those are my heroes. Just seeing them day in and day out, how much they sacrificed, how hard they worked. And I got to be honest with you. You talk about generational, their legacy, I'm living it. And I've made a commitment to my family that I'm going to be present. I'm going to show love and not keep it in. And I'm going to really make sure that my kids see the example. It's your actions speak so loud, I can't hear what you're saying. So I'm very intentional with how I act. It's one thing to say, I love my family. It's another thing to be there at every major event, to be present. Because these things, everyone's got one. And that's my daughter. That's my daughter looking at me saying, Daddy, make sure that you're present. You got to be at where your feet are at because I don't know about anyone else. Sometimes I can be distracted by this device right here, and nothing is more important to me than my family. So, yeah, I love that question. I've been surrounded by love and just blessed by family, by friends, by colleagues, by acquaintances, and I'm looking to pass that along. I believe it's selfish if I just kept it to myself. So we're gonna spread the love.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Larry. Um, so now, you growing up in Baltimore, what were your kind of vision? Where were your dreams? Where were those things that were occupy your mind as you are developing, getting, you are maturing as a young adolescent? You are not yet who you are today now.
Yeah, so I grew up in Columbia, Maryland, which is it's night and day to Baltimore. It's Howard County. It is not the projects. I grew up in it's a planned community. It tried to be the perfect city. Of course, it wasn't. But yeah, I grew up in a little bit of a bubble. So my dreams were big. I wanted to be a professional basketball player. I wanted to be a professional baseball player. My father ran track at University of Maryland, and he pretty much told me you can do anything that you put your mind to. So I said I want to shoot for the stars, really shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you're amongst the stars. So I thought I was going to be a professional athlete, but they always said education first because you can't take away education. You can't take away that knowledge. You can always get hurt when it comes to sports. So I was a dual threat. Baseball star, played in college, got good grades, established good relationships, made sure that I always did well to people and I always served the community, which you can't beat that. Those experiences, those relationships have just been a blessing for me. And being able to sow into other people, as I've seen my parents sow into other people, that for me, that's what makes life so meaningful. There's a quote by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. that I ask myself every morning. He says, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing to help others? Not what are you thinking, not what are you noodling and writing about, but essentially what are you actually doing to help others each and every day? That's the question I ask myself.
Thank you so much for that. And that is a good question. That is a great one. It's
Yes,
a great
sir.
one. It reminds us also of another important personality within our community, Muhammad Ali, who said that the service we render to other people is a rent we pay here on earth. So we need to be intentional about it. We are here to serve. We must make it clear to ourselves that we are here to serve. There is an episode that I'm going to record. I've not yet done it. We were supposed to do it last week, but probably we're going to do it next week. I'm going to do it with a professor friend of mine in the UK. I have done more than 10 episodes with him. It's about gift. In that, when you find your gift, you also need to understand that it's not for you to serve yourself. Anything that you know how to do is not for you. It's for you to serve other people. And if you listen to important voices again within our community again, Man Moreau, you will see Man Moreau making a good example of the mango, of the orange, that the mango doesn't produce fruit and eat it. The mango produces fruits, but other animals are going to eat that fruit. That is the mango's way of serving nature. But then, other element of nature will also come to serve the mango. I am here to serve you. So you also serve me back. If we are just in a circle of performing this, so that I want to repeat again, like Muhammad Ali said, we need to serve other. It is necessary that we do that. That is what we need to do here on earth.
That's right.
All right, now,
So it's our responsibility. You nailed it. He nailed it. Wow.
thank you so much for that. And that leads me to what you are doing today, because any person that listens to you can see that you really have this deep